Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I've just watched Chelsea 2, West Ham United 1. I am fucking seething. Big time. Big time on this. No joke. There is definitely a corruption amongst us, yeah, in the Premier League. And I'm sorry, but anyone who can't see that that wasn't a goal for Maxwell Cornet today needs to go and get their fucking eyes tested. I'm absolutely saving. The boys will be on shortly whenever they want to come on, but I've had to go live early. I've had to because I'm so angry, so fucking angry. Um, I'm going to start off at the beginning. Lucas Paqueta, we've got a talented individual there. I will say that. I'm going to give some positives first before I go right in. Lucas, he looks the real deal. Looks class, elegant, powerful, energy. Listen, he looks the real fucking deal. He really does. And I think it's a great signing. Zuma today, I felt so unlucky for. I thought he had one of his best games in the West Ham shirt for quite a long while. But first off, I'll get into it. First off, we had Chelsea contained and controlled. And we've done a job on Chelsea. And we looked pretty solid at the back. No cutting edge going forward. But in defence, we look like sewn up. We look pretty damn good. And then we got to half time. We're still in the game. Yeah. Second half, we come out and we had a right good go second half. Then we get the goal through Mikel Antonio. And for me, it's a great goal. I was not happy with Antonio in the second half, right, before he scored the goal. Because he just seemed like he was getting into lots of like altercations and like rows with the ref and players, and he had a row with Reece James. And for me, Reece James was lucky to stay on the pitch today. Like, the amount of times he was trying to do stupid things. He should have been sent off for that kick out, 100%. We go 1-0 up, and then Fabianski, right? Lucas fucking Fabianski. And I don't want to go in on Fab because he's been one of our best players so far this season. But what are you doing? You stay on your goal line and cover your near post. Yeah, he can't score. He comes out, he puts it underneath him, and it's 1-1 for them. And for me, I felt it was coming with the other goal. Right, I thought, here we go. He just took Antonio off. I didn't understand the Antonio Benrahma sub. I did not understand that at all. I felt like if you're going to play that, you might as well bring Cornet on, then you bring Benrahma on, and whatnot. Yeah, and then Maxwell Cornet does come on, and he hits the post with an header. Oh mate, Benrahma, what a ball! What a great bit of trickery down the left hand side. Bang, ball straight in, and Maxwell Cornet just comes back, headers it, trying to narrow the angle, narrows it too much, it hits the post and it comes out. Then they go up the other end of the score, which is so bitter, because they did not deserve to win that game today, right? And then I'm going to get into it before I see someone's in the chat, before I get into it with them. They score 2-1. Then the VAR call. Biggest fucking corruption I've ever seen in my entire life. He holds his face when his leg hits his arm. Let's just remember that. He hits his arm, yeah, grazes him, yeah. Unreal call. Absolute. The game is dead. The game is fucking gone, mate. If we're giving away fouls for that and we're giving decisions for that, yeah. And we've been robbed today. We've been robbed. I feel so gutted for the boys because they put in a great effort. And tomorrow's player ratings are going to be high ratings for a defeat. Because I thought he was excellent in certain aspects. But listen, I'm going to get Affers in, because Affers is here. Affers, talk to me about that, mate, because I'm fucking seething.
I don't even know
what has gone wrong with football nowadays, mate.
I don't even know where to begin. Me and Bex sat next to me, we sat watching it, and you just knew the second it went to VAR what the call was going to be. Let's not even take into consideration the fact that Reece James should have been shown a red card for lashing out studs up into Antonio's thigh. Fair enough, you could argue maybe that the ref should have maybe given Antonio a second yellow before he scored for the rugby tackle arm. You know, let's be fair on both sides here. But I can't quite believe that's been ruled out. That has got to be one of the worst decisions I have ever seen in my life, ever. I mean,
But
as you
what
said
makes
there,
it worse is though, Tom, the referee gets to call it and all.
I know. And I think, as you just said there, he goes down holding his shoulder like he's had studs to the shoulder, but he hasn't. It's the flat side of Bowen's foot that's gone up above him. But what I don't understand is, where is Jarrod Bowen supposed to go
Right.
to other than be clattered by Mendy? What you could argue with is, if he clattered through Mendy,
It's a foul.
he would
Up
have
above him.
no, maybe at that point you could say, fair enough, there's more of a foul there because he sort of clattered into him and stopped him from getting up. He didn't. It was just blatant cheating because he stayed down and pretended like, he'd been sort of studs into his arm, but he hadn't. So Bowen actually does the right thing. He goes over the top of him. His foot literally grazes him, and because that dickhead Mendy decides that he's going to fly about and pretend like he's been shot, for some reason. But even then, I don't understand how VAR has not seen that, seeing as Bowen's flat side of his foot has grazed the top of him. That I just don't know. As so many people have said before, greatest league in the world, yet it's ruined time and time and time again by stupid decisions. And it's not the only one today, because I saw the tackle that Van Dijk had earlier in the Merseyside derby. Should have been shown a red card by VAR and wasn't. And the thing is, I tweeted after the game, it's all well and good if you come out in 2 days and we have ref watch, or we have the P whatever LA or the refs the association will come out and say, oh, sorry guys, we made a mistake. Great, fantastic, you've held your hands up, but that's just robbed us of a point there today. And to be honest with you, I felt like it's robbed us of all 3 points, because Chelsea did not deserve a bit of that. And I don't want any salty Chelsea fans on social media going, have a bit of that. You did not deserve that at all. Sideways and backwards for 90 minutes, and they have somehow lucked their way into a 2-1 win that's ended up in one of the worst VAR calls I've ever seen in my life. I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying to be the articulate one without swearing, but it's beyond that. It's a fucking joke today, and we've been robbed of at least a point. Absolute joke. Right. Like you said, when you do the player ratings, whatever, to a man, every single person that played there today, Souček, Zuma, Kehrer, Soufal, Emerson, I thought Paqueta, every single one of them gets above a 7 out of 10, because I thought we defended brilliantly. We defended in a shape. We defended together. When we counter-attacked, we looked somewhat decent, now and again. And I thought when we scored, we deserved that goal.
There's only one person who's going to get a low rating for me. Right, and I'll say it right now, it's bad. Because I think Fabianski for that first goal, though, Tom, it's silly.
I can understand it, but being a goalkeeper myself, when you come out, you're supposed to make yourself big, and that motion is almost like to make yourself a starfish. I don't think he could have accounted for the ball going through his legs like that. I think that was just a shame.
But does he have to do that though, Tom, in that situation?
Yeah, because for me, being when I was younger and I was like goalkeeping and stuff, I was always told, when you rush out and make yourself big and make the exact sort of motion that Fabianski made. So I didn't really have an issue with it, because I actually thought he was really good anyway. He commanded his box well, especially when they were peppering us with corners as well in the first and second half. Yes, a lot of them never made it past Paqueta, but when he was needed, he was coming, he was punching at the right times, his distribution was good. I actually thought he had a good game up until that point. I thought it was a little bit unfair, the goal, the way it was scored against him, but you just knew it was coming at that point.
How do we? I don't even know what to say, Tom. Really, I can't knock the team today because they give it everything. Yeah, first half I thought they was fucking.
Either. I thought his tactics were spot on.
What did you think though when he took off Antonio and brought Benny on? Do you think that was right? Because I don't think that was right for me. I think it's the wrong. I think it's the right. It's the right sub to sub Antonio, but it's the wrong personnel to bring on in Ben Rama, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if he was going to do that, I would have brought Cornet on at the same time, because he basically asked for 10 minutes for sort of Ben Rama to be the 10 at the front.
Yeah.
And he just looked out of it. But then as soon as he was moved onto the wing, he had that bit of trickery to cross it into to Cornet. I think that was kind of ruined by the fact that obviously Scamacca's not been very well. But I can understand him being on a yellow and his tempers were flaring a little bit. He was getting a little bit, stuck in with it, which was brilliant from him today. It was a proper old school Antonio performance. But then he also didn't knacker because he had been pressing and running around a hell of a lot in the first, pretty much the entire game. He calls Chelsea's back three a nightmare. Other than maybe one tackle at the end, Fofana looked, worse, I would say, than what Kehrer did, especially for the fact that we got him for £65 million cheaper. He ran ragged today for me, Antonio.
Yeah, listen, Antonio frustrates me, though. I will say that. In that second half, he was frustrating me a little bit. Then he goes and scores, so maybe I've got to keep slagging him off, and then he might keep scoring the goals. I don't know what to say, Tom, about today. Like, I just said that, but the VAR calls just completely killed us. Like, it's killed the football. It's killed everything of the above. Like, I'm going to get into the chat and have a look and see what the chat says. Oh my God, I've never been a fan of VAR, but after today, I have realised it's corrupt. I agree, girl. I really do. I am so fucking livid. Trust me, anyone who's watching this video right now, go back to the beginning, mate. You see me go straight in on that VAR. Cornet and Benny for Paqueta and Bowen.
Just an update for you, James. From TalkSport, David Moyes has just angrily confronted Andrew Madley in the referee's room. I don't fucking blame him, but I feel like we go back to this same thing every single time, which is the referees, they can just walk back off and they hide behind the fact that the PGMOL or whatever they're called will come out in the next couple of days and say, "Oh, we made a mistake." Why can't you have the ref then answer for what he's?
Yeah, but do you know what? Do you know what the problem is, though, Tom?
Even then, I wouldn't understand what his thought process was.
Yeah,
it's ludicrous.
But the VAR have handed it over to the ref because they can't make a decision on it. Yeah. So if they can't make a decision on it, and so they've held the ref out to dry. I thought the ref was fucking shocking today. I'm not going to lie. No. I thought he was absolutely fucking scandalous.
For both sides. I think that's for both sides as well.
I would agree on that. Yep, I would agree with you on that for both sides. I think some of the decisions that he gave us, I'm going to look from our perspective, stupid fouls, like literally stupid fouls. Like there was a time when Antonio turned someone in the first half. I think Silva plays the game. How many times has Silva played the game? He gets a little nudge, he goes over, he buys the foul every fucking time. And then,
do you know what the best one for me was in the second half? Loftus-Cheek was already on a yellow card and he dived that penalty against Souček. He's gone to ground and he asked for the pen. That's a yellow card for simulation. Why has he not been booked for this? As I said, I don't want, if any Chelsea fans are watching this, that either think, he's only saying for the West Ham stuff. I think personally, Antonio should have maybe seen a second yellow for the tackle that on Thiago Silva. It's right in front of the ref and it's daft getting him in a headlock. Yeah. It's almost just like an overhand right to get past him. Yeah. It's daft, all right? And I say for both teams. But what I don't understand is the bloke. I'm pretty sure if someone can confirm in the chat for this, if Jared Gillett was in VAR today, he was
100%.
This guy has been brought in because he's quote unquote the best person of VAR. He was brought in from Australia. He is the best man for the job. The fact that two high-level Premier League referees have both had a look at that and both have come to the conclusion that should be disallowed. I think that is what shocks me more than anything. And people wonder why then that they go in and say about corruption. As I said earlier, the little team, Everton, Van Dijk should have seen red for that challenge that he did this afternoon. Reece James, again, this afternoon, studs high into the...
And did he not get sent off?
I know. This is the things. And like I said, they'll come out in 2 days and say, yeah, sorry, guys, we got that one wrong. But at which point, get fucked because you've ruined it now for us, basically.
I agree.
Lucas wants to be let free, by the way. I think he's in the background.
Is he? He's not in the background. So he's tell him to get himself in the background. He will be in the background.
Lucas has been banned. Yeah. Oh, Lucas has been banned from Twitter, apparently.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm probably going to be next.
I think he's had a few choice words for the Premier League.
Listen, I'm going to say this, because I agree with what Epic just said there. Right? He said corruption. It is corruption, though, isn't it, Tom? I don't like to mention that, but the more I see stuff like this, that does not happen if we're playing fucking Fulham.
Do you know, I'm not a massive believer of corruption.
Yeah, nor am I.
But I tell you what, the other day I watched on Netflix a documentary called Operation Flagrant Foul, and it was for a ref that in the NBA was fixing games because he was making sure that the point swing and who was deciding the wins, etc. And the man who was in charge of the NBA at the time, a man called David Stern, he was the commissioner, and he told the referees to make calls in favor of, because the fans, they come here to see the best teams in the NBA. And It's the same thing here today. It's, it benefits the bigger teams. They want the best players to be on the pitch. They don't want to have to send them off. You don't, for them, it's better ratings wise if these guys are the ones that are, seem to be doing better. So listen, I try not, because I think that we're, as I said, this is the best league in the world. It shouldn't have corruption in there, but it doesn't shock me. And I said, as the other day when I was watching that documentary, it opened my eyes up a little bit too, that of course, yes, that stuff goes on behind the scenes where they say, not necessarily taking a pay cut, but sort of say, go a little bit light on Chelsea and Man City this weekend. Go a little bit light on the Liverpool fouls. If Van Dijk makes a challenge, we want to see him on the pitch. Try not to send him off if you don't have to. So, the thing is, I want to say it's corruption, but how you can two referees that's gone through, and it's the same decisions come out. I'm at a loss for words. I really am.
So am I, mate. Let me send in the link because he's fucking always late.
It's in the WhatsApp chat, Lucas, if you can hear us.
Done. I don't know what. I'm fucking fuming though, Tom. Like, I'm trying to hold it together.
So am I. Yeah, so am I.
Where can I word this in the YouTube sense? Right. Let me get this right. The way I look at this is who is to blame for that decision today? Is it VAR or is it the ref?
Sorry, I've just, it's bad when Peter Walton has disagreed with VAR and said that it wasn't a foul call. David Moyes has come out and said it's scandalous. It's an absolute rotten decision from one of apparent experienced refs. Questions need to be asked to the person who sent him across to the monitor too. And that's the thing, the ref on the pitch didn't give it as a foul. So VAR has to change his mind and say, you probably need to go and have a look at this. So yes, I would say it's probably VAR because they're the ones that have said, go and check it. But then again, sorry, Rebecca's making hand signals and gestures at me. She's got her own opinion. But I think it's at fault for both of them. As I said, how that's
if VAR don't intervene, then it's a goal.
They shouldn't. They should just leave it be. The ref's on-field decision should stand with that, and it was the correct one originally, which was it was a goal. And the fact, like I said, the fact that Peter Walton's come out and said, "Oh, it's not a foul." I mean, gee, fuck me, the world must be ending if he's firmly agreed that VAR has made an incorrect call.
I agree. Lucas, take it away, mate.
I really don't have anything to say. I've said everything on Twitter. Actually, it's kind of funny. I've said everything I need to say. And the very last tweet was about Peter Walton. And after that, I got put in Twitter jail for 12 hours. I think I may have used see you next Tuesday far too many times, but it's absolutely justified. This league is so fucking corrupt. How is that not corruption? I can agree the goal Chelsea had to level things, that was poor from us. That was incredibly poor. But what happened after that is absolute blatant corruption. There's no other words. And we have had some, and I know I'm going out on a limb saying this, but I feel like we've had some of the most egregious VAR decisions out of any club in the Premier League. I literally just mentioned today, I still can't get Balbuena's red card clearance against Chelsea out of my head.
Listen, I still can't get, it's not, I got further back than that. The one a couple of years, maybe in 2015, when we were at Stamford Bridge and we drew 2-2, Andy Carroll scored what we thought was the winner, and then Ruben Loftus-Cheek was fouled outside of the box, which led to them getting a penalty. and he was fouled outside of the box going in. I will just say, Rebecca reminded me of this tweet here. Oliver Holt, journalist, has said lots of people saying this, and it is true. It's not VAR; it's the people operating it. But I think this is what pisses me off: is the fact that you so brought in the so-called "quote unquote" best in the business in Jared Gillett for this job, and he can't see that that is not a foul. Listen, it's boring. Because
correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. He refed our game last week, Gillett. I swear he did. He either refed Wednesday night or he refed Sunday. I know he did ref one of our games recently. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah, and he was dog shit in that.
He was fucking terrible.
Yeah, and this is the thing, is because we can go around in circles. None of us, it's annoying because none of us want to talk about the game. And do you know what? It's annoying because we should be taken away from that game. And I thought today, when we went 1-0 up, I saw how the celebrations was, how the players were, and the manager was. And I thought, you know what? After the midweek game against Spurs, we feel like now everything's clicking. Everything's clicking. The players are coming back. You know, the performance was there. Everything was there. And then, bam, you get completely just derailed by one stupid incident. And it's just thrown the rest of it out the window.
Can I want to talk
about how good we've been. But, sorry, last thing I want to say is it gets boring because we'll end up, we'll talk about, I'm sure we'll wax lyrical about now, you know, the refs, the decision, everybody will be angry. But until something is done, this shit will continue to happen. And I agree. For me, if it was in my position for the PGMOL, both Jared Gillett and that ref this afternoon should both be dropped. They should be dropped into the Championship for a few games because it should be like a suspension for a player if they get a red card. You've made a call. You shouldn't be allowed to ref next week.
I'd like to hear what the referee said after, though, Tom. I would like to ref to come out and say, this is my decision. Yeah, this is what I've done. Yeah, and then let us understand it. I don't understand for the fucking life of me what he's saying. I just can't get it. Like, Mendy holds his face, it eats his arm.
Yeah. For me, personally, for me, and it's what I've been screaming out for years, I wish, and I know it's difficult, but I wish more former players would go into the decision of becoming refs or becoming not refs, but the people in charge of the refs. Is
overseeing them, something
because for me, if that's a player that's turned into a ref that's seen that, they are not going to give that as a thing. If that's a former player, you go right, as the Americans say, that's a bang bang play, and we'll just leave it at that. You know, it's 50 of one, half a dozen of the other, or whatever the expression is. Tom, what performance was there, pal? I must be missing something from today. We tried to contain a piss poor Chelsea side that we could have smashed. I don't think so. I don't think we could have smashed them because, again, they've made a lot of investment into that back five, but I think that's up there with Spurs. As it should
have ended 1-1. I would have taken 1-1 before.
Should have ended 2-2.
Yeah, should have ended 2-2, and I would have taken it. But I think you're going away to Stamford Bridge, a place that David Moyes hasn't won ever as a manager. Everybody defensively, as I said before Lucas jumped on, defensively, our shape was excellent. To a man, the way that we passed the ball from side to side, the way maybe
our tactics were spot on today.
Maybe we didn't create enough chances today. But on that, I would say we haven't yet hit our stride offensively. Neither have Chelsea. They've looked, shell-shocked in front of goal the last few weeks. And that's what it looked like in the first half, was two sides that didn't know how to score a goal. But in the second half, again, I thought that first 10 to 15 minutes when we came out and got the goal, I thought we were excellent. Yeah. We were hands down the best side on the pitch.
I need to ask you this, though.
Changed because Reece James should have been sent off.
He should have been fucking sent off. He's a lucky boy. Let me put it this way.
How about Junior? You can go and fuck yourself, because I literally said before that it's nothing to do. I said, to be fair, Antonio should have been sent off as well. I said the ref was piss poor for both.
The second goal, Havertz should have fucking stood. And if you're sitting there and going, "Oh, it shouldn't have stood," then, bruv, you need to see about your life.
I even said that both teams were done poorly today by the ref. Antonio should have been sent off. Reece James should have been sent off for both sides.
Referee was shit, mate. Listen, I'll open my hands up. Antonio should have went. But the question that I need to ask is, when he went over to that monitor, Tom, and they was fucking in his ear roll.
Let Lucas ask this, because I need to stop speaking. I'm going mental here.
What was VAR saying to the referee, Lucas?
I I have no clue. I mean, what I just watched, the last 20 minutes of that match feels like a fever dream, really. No pun intended. Like, I really don't have any words anymore for like the decisions that they make and how they look at things. I just don't understand how. Just nothing makes any sense anymore, and it's just. I just don't know in what world how you can justify that being a foul. It's ruining the game. It's already ruined the game, and as much as we're trying to keep the tradition of the game alive, it just keeps getting soaked up with more corruption and more bullshit and more reasons to not watch. Because I mean, what's the fucking point anymore?
I'm going to get in trouble this afternoon. I can already tell it because I know people are trolling, and usually I'm so good at dealing with it. But Eastside views, fuck off for one, and secondly, Havertz Jr. just go and fuck off again. It's just, I think have you had to sit from the side that we have sat on in terms of VAR since it's been in place? It's absolutely fine. You know, you would understand where we're coming from, but I tell you what, you know, the Chelsea fans are in the Abramovich era. They're just the worst, just the absolute scum of the earth. I hate
that club is absolutely fucking disgraceful, and the players on that pitch that play for them are a fucking disgrace to the game. Thiago Silva, what a fucking flop cunt. And fucking Kai Havertz, that skinny anorexic fuck. If he ever faced up to Supal, he would get fucking done in. He would get absolutely done in. And he is an absolute fucking pussy. He gets elbowed in the back and acts like he fucking died. He's a fucking pussy. That whole fucking squad is full of fucking
before this descends into chaos from me, and I know I'm taking it. Eastside views, you've been in here peddling your shit for the last 6 months about Moyes getting out, mate. Just do us a favour and just do one, mate. I'm
gonna let these two calm down, and I'm gonna fucking unleash now. Right. First of all, this is not David Moyes' fault. Let's make that clear, categorically clear right now to everyone. Not his fault. The second goal. If you want to look at it another way, Mendy's fouled Bowen in one way in the box. So how's that not a foul, right? And we score, yeah. So technically it should have been 2-2, but Chelsea have paid the fucking ref or the VAR to say no, that ain't
absolutely happening, fucking right? Condom.
Hold on,
absolutely condom.
Calm down. I'm not finished, right? The referee was terrible for both sides today. Both sides. Chelsea had decisions massively go against them, and I'll openly say that. But we had decisions that were fucking horrendous also. So let's be real and talk real about it, yeah? Antonio should have went. James should have went, yeah? There's no... Like, when James is kicking out, if James is on the floor and he kicks him on the floor, how's that not a sending off offence when he's kicking him in midair? Doing studs up also. So I can understand that, but as football fans that we all are in the chat around the world and on this fucking platform right now, we have got to be real here and say that VAR is a fucking major problem right now. Major problem, because it's giving decisions that are absolutely terrible. Terrible. Lucas.
What you said the first part, I just can't agree with, because Chelsea were literally making a meal out of fucking everything all game. Thiago Silva is a fucking disgrace. Every single time Antonio touched him, he go fucking flying like a salmon.
I know, but he played the game, mate. He played the game. He played the game today. Listen, I agree, but that's what Thiago Silva does. The amount of times I've seen that geezer against us.
In Reece James, absolute disgrace. Antonio should have fell down and forced a fucking red, just like fucking Thiago Silva was doing all match. I hate that. You shouldn't have to counteract diving and cheating with diving and cheating. That's fucking bullshit, and that's not what this game is about, and it's what it's fucking turned into. It's theatrics, it's embellishment, it's fucking poor. And when you're the other side that isn't doing it, and then you have to adapt to that and try to con the ref, it's fucking bullshit.
I've got to answer this.
Wait, James, before you do that, Havertz Jr., just quickly, again, I know you're trolling, mate, okay? You're not going to get me, but all I would say to you is, We signed a player from Hull that outscored your star boy that cost £80 million. So just pipe down and fuck off.
That is quite true, honestly. I've got to say this. Am I hiding behind negativity? Was Moyes negative today? I don't think he was.
Don't even acknowledge that fucking comment. That's just fucking stupid.
That is, for me, listen, I know everyone's entitled to their opinions, but that's just...
Everyone's entitled to their opinion on this channel, yeah.
It's just ridiculous for me, because at the end of the day, I actually thought what Moyes has got to deal with, Skamaka being out, etc. He is not... I think he's gone as creative as he possibly can. The only change you could have said maybe was Benrahma for Fornals. But then again, I thought Fornals put in an excellent shift defensively today. You've got to somewhat set up against a Chelsea the way that they like to play. The back five that they play also, Havertz Jr., the back five that literally you play, is they try to move the ball constantly side backwards to create an overlap, and we weren't giving it to them. So you have to have... Yes, we didn't have a shot in the first half, but neither did Chelsea. Defensively,
we gave you like 13 corners a day, and you fucking shit cans couldn't do anything with them because you're fucking shit. You're not even going to finish fourth. You lot are fucking shit.
That, for me, was the perfect performance to go in there and give a smash and grab. And if we'd have taken that at 1-0, it would have been fantastic. Like I said, I thought defensively, that was the best that our shape has looked all season. Yeah. To a man, I thought Emerson actually looked 10 times better in there than Cresswell did defensively. And it just like there was a unity in the back five that I don't think we've seen for quite some time. And they were incredibly difficult. Chelsea, they could not break us down.
No,
what do you want away from home? A place that David Moyes has never scored, never won at before. Where do you want? You know, literally, David Moyes has never won at Chelsea before. And you have to set up in some sort of way that allows you to play on the counter. We knew that they were going to have most of the ball. We took our chance when it came. And do you know what? We took the second chance when it came as well.
Do you agree with this comment? I do.
The thing is, I just think Antonio was knackered. We had to freshen it up somewhat. And he was on a yellow and he was looking like he should have maybe been sent off, obviously, as well. So, but yeah, like I said, I think we completely nullified anything that Chelsea were doing. And it was working. That was the game plan, to frustrate them. And that, I can't.
At the end of the day,
if you're going for Moyes after today, you need to give yourself a reality check. You really do. I really don't know what more you expected from him today. I really don't. And listen, I'm his biggest critic when it comes to stuff like that. But I don't understand how it's his fault after today. I really don't. We did everything right. The goal that we conceded, you can call it a freak accident, or you can say maybe it was, Fabianski wasn't to blame for scoring it. Again, the second goal, Ogbonna, who'd just come on, probably should have maybe got in front of Havertz to stop
that. Not fit, mate.
Coming in.
Not fit. I'm telling you.
Off the game. But listen, I'm not Moyes' biggest fan, but the game plan for me today was spot on, and you saw that worked, and we should have come out of that with a point. It's nothing short of a disgrace. It's not on Moyes today. It's on the officials once again.
It is. I agree. And listen, Moyes, I'm not... Some things that with Moyes, I will pull him up big time and say. But on this one, there's only one negative I've got to say about Moyes today, and that's the change for Antonio for Benrahma, where it just didn't make a lot of sense to me when Cornet should have been coming on. Yeah, it should have been Cornet. Other than that, I think he got everything bang on, really. Like, do you know what I mean?
This is what annoys me. When people say, yes, good defensively against a side who lost 3-0 at Leeds and lost against Southampton. Right, Chelsea were away from home at Leeds and at Southampton. At their place, they're going to have more of the ball. They are going to have more of the possession. They are going to look to dominate the game. When you're going away from home, sometimes you have to set up like that.
That's just one of those comments. They had 75% possession. They deserve to win. That's fucking ridiculous. That comment makes no fucking sense.
I can't listen. I'll be as real as I can be, yeah, in regards of like fairness, yeah, because I'm not West Ham biased, right? But on this one, anyone who says that decision was a bit cold, for me, like they're either trolling or they just don't know what they're looking at. Do you know what I'm saying? They just do not know what they're seeing. That decision today, I'd love to find out what Moyes said to that ref and what that ref's reply was, because the game's gone now, right? That's 1 point, like down the Carsey, really. Do you know what I mean? It's not on. Lucas, I know you come late, mate. Any positives to take out of today, apart from like the obvious?
I thought we looked great until we conceded that first goal. I mean, even so, I thought we were pretty damn good today. The tactics were spot on. I was impressed with Emerson. Besides his crossing, Lucas Paqueta is fucking brilliant. Michael Antonio, Bowen, Fornals put in an absolute shift. And I thought Thomas Suchek and Declan Rice were absolutely unreal today. But it's all for fucking naught.
Once again, Irons, the Forest had more of the ball. They were at home. It's what a home side wants to do. This is, fair enough. This is where my bugbear comes with Moyes, is that we look to set up how we do against opposition teams at home as well, which is playing on the counter-attack. And I think we've got a squad that can play and control a game. We have the players to do that
I think Moyes got the... Listen.
So do I. I don't understand it.
I will be the first person to come out and fucking go at Moyes. First one, like me and Lucas did the other week. And me and Lucas disagreed with you last Sunday about the Villa game. Yeah? But today, anyone who's saying about Moyes, they need to have a look. Like, think about the game. We've contained Chelsea for 45 minutes in that first half. And Chelsea done fuck all. Second half, we come out, we score. Yeah? Fair enough. The Antonio change for Ben Rama does not make no sense in my eyes. And I fucking love Ben Rama. And I'll say it openly. Yeah? Fabianski makes an error for the goal, for 1-0. The Havertz's goal is a killer, don't get me wrong. But we did hit the post before that goal went in from Cornet. And then the VAR call right at the death. So you've got to weigh it up. We're bitterly unlucky today. Yeah, we are. But we've been done over by the higher fucking power. And if you don't believe that, then please tell me in the chat why you don't believe what I'm saying. I'd love to hear it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, today, we deserve something from the game. We got fuck all. Yeah? And the reason why we got fuck all is because the referee bottled it at Stamford Bridge. That is it. No choice about it. He bottled the situation. And for me, that's what's not got us at a point at the bridge.
To me, it doesn't matter if you're home and away. Just because you have said possession doesn't mean fucking anything.
When have I? Sorry, Ian. When have I even? That I haven't even questioned that. That's not something we've even got onto.
Yeah. Well, let's sort of take away from...
I don't think he starts in midweek against Steaua Bucharest, if that's what you want me to say. I think Cornet should start. I think Ben Rama should start.
Yeah, I think so. I know. Thunder says, I'm proud of the boys. We deserved at least a point. The ref's arse went. I totally agree with that comment, 100%. James, when does Mr. Bowen get dropped? I don't know. It's a tough one, that one. Because he hasn't performed. And
I think today was his best game. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
But obviously, I still think it was better than anything we've seen.
It was the same. It was the same as last match for me. He put in an absolute shift, but he's just not getting it done at the other end at all.
Yeah. Let's talk. Before we wrap this up, I want to know how we're going to move on from this, because this is going to be tough. Ignore the chat. Talk to me.
I know. I'm literally going to have to, because the amount of fans I'm seeing trying to dig out David Moyes, I think you should just give your heads a wobble, because I do not understand how it's his fault today. Listen, I respect people's opinions. You're more than entitled to your own opinion. I just don't understand how it's his fault today.
It ain't Moyes' fault today, mate. Listen, as I say, I'm be the first one to say it. Right, how do we move from this now? Because this is going to be hard to take. Really hard to take.
How Romania and we smash up Steaua Bucharest. That's the only way to come off of a performance like that at the back end of it is just win
4-0.
Just go in and put in a competent performance.
Are we at home on Thursday? I think we're at home, aren't we?
Are we at home?
I'm sure we're at home.
I'll check, James. I'll check.
Yeah, I know. Like, obviously, Newcastle's next Sunday. So for me, West Ham need to bounce back.
We're at home.
Yeah. So we've got two back-to-back home games. We need to go through Steaua Bucharest. And then next Sunday, we need to beat Newcastle. Because it ain't looking too good at the minute.
That's going to be a tough game as well, because Eddie Howe's got them singing off the same hymn sheet. And I think, again, today, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but Twitter's going mental for the fact that Tyreek Mitchell apparently pushed the goalkeeper, and VAR said that it was one of their players, and that should have been another goal that should have stood today. So it's not just us, it's Liverpool, it's the Newcastle game, and now it's our game as well.
Yeah, I hear you, mate. Final thoughts time. Lucas, I'll let you go first, and I'll leave Tom till last.
My final thoughts are all on Twitter. I've been put in jail, so if you want to go read those tweets, that's exactly how I feel. And I can't wait to be free so I can say some more things. I don't know what to even say or do anymore because I'm speechless. I'm baffled once again. I like every single VAR decision that goes against us. I always think like it can't get worse than this, right? And it always out fucking does itself. Like this one is really up there for me with the Balbuena clearance when he got fucking sent off against Chelsea. Fucking unreal. Like the thing that baffles me the most about that call is if Mendy tried to grab that ball, I can maybe see it. But he parries it away. And Jared Bowen is already 75% beyond him, over top of him. And that Mendy, he just absolutely conned the ref. He conned him. It's unfucking real. This is a disgusting club. It's a disgusting league. I'm no longer calling this the best league in the world because it's absolutely fucking corrupt to the fucking bone. It's gross. It's fucking sickening. Fuck the Premier League.
Deluded James, go a smash Bucharest. Whatever you say on it, bro. You know what I mean? Whatever you say. One day I'm gonna open the chat up and I'm gonna want people to come on and challenge what me, Tom, and Lucas says, and then we'll see what happens. We will see. My final thought is this: is that I'm proud of the boys today. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Right, I am very, very proud of this club. They went to Stamford Bridge. They held Chelsea down for a long time and got in the lead.
And what a fucking library that place is. Fucking library. They don't do shit until they fucking score.
Chill out, bruv. Let me finish. Fabianski makes an error, in my opinion, for the first goal. I think he should stay on his post and not come out, rushing out. And, 1-1. Second goal for them, Abona. I'm sorry, but Abona's just not fit. And he's out of position, out of touch with it, really, if I'm being honest. And then the VAR call. Listen, we can look at it always all different ways, but the way I look at it is that if that is a foul, then the game is starting to slowly die away. Silly little fouls, it like clips him, like minimal contact, and people have come out and said that this is a disgrace with this call. So we are bitterly disappointed. It's how we pick ourselves up now, moving forward onto the next games. Obviously, Thursday night will take care of itself, but next Sunday we need to beat Newcastle at the LS, because if we don't, then we're in a bit of a dogfight, and I don't want to see that at West Ham. So next week's game against Newcastle is a must-win, and we will see what happens there. And Tom, you, Sam.
It's just much of what I said. Again, I respect people that think that it's David Moyes' fault today, but I don't think he should be blamed at all. You got to keep it compact and tight against a team like Chelsea away from home. We did that to a man. I thought it was a brilliant performance by those. I thought the defence was spot on. Obviously unlucky for Fab's goal. I disagree with James in as much as it, personally as a former keeper, I think that he has to make that starfish. But listen, that's by the by. Edouard Mendy's a cheat. The VAR, the officials, just as most of us have said, scandalous. I just think it's stuff like this that just makes you fall out of love with football. It really does, because as I said, this is supposed to be the best league in the world, and today we've been robbed of that. We've been robbed at that point, and I just don't know what to say. I think that it just leaves such a bitter taste in your mouth, I think, after that kind of a performance. But listen, we've got to move on in midweek. We've got to try and put our front foot forward. It should be it'll be a tough game against Steaua Bucharest, but look, attack the group stages like we did last year, and I think we'll be fine. But yeah, no wonder Andy Madley's brother got done for bumming a dog, is all I'll say.
Fair enough, man. I didn't know that, Tom. Listen, I'm going to leave it at that.
He got sacked on it, Bobby Madley, because he was playing about with dogs.
Says it all. I'm going to leave it at that, people. I really do appreciate all you in the chat. Don't you worry. You might be trolling us, but we still appreciate you. We really do. Please do smash a like on the video. And please do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Nearly at the 1100 mark. Please get me over there and the lads. Wasn't our day today, right? But VAR made it that it wasn't our day. Listen, we move on to the next, and we'll see what happens next time. But from me to you, take care. Try and enjoy your Saturday night as best you can. Bye.
There it is. I've never found a love like this.